are only allowed to take photos from the front of these statues. Videos North Korea want deleted from the internet. This is prisoner number 429, or at least that's his name in North Korea. His real name is Kim Dong-chul. He's an American businessman who was born in South Korea, but one day he took a trip to North Korea and was arrested. North Korea accused him of being a spy. During a show trial, he was forced to admit his crimes, and he was sentenced to 10 years of hard labor at one of North Korea's infamous prison camps. This video shows a homeless family in Pyongyang, North Korea. The mother and her child live in a squat.
Homelessness in the U.S. is better than North Korea, so with that. Homelessness is a lot better than the U.S. Before you guys ask me, yes, homelessness is a lot better here.
Squatted shack.
I'll tell you right now, guys. Homelessness is a lot better here in the U.S. than it is in North Korea. You said it that. What do you mean it's better than North Korea? Homelessness in the U.S. is a lot better than North Korea. Say that because in homelessness in the U.S. you're safer than you are in North Korea.
They say they go out at night to scavenge for food, but they never go out in the day. That's because they're scared of being arrested and sent to a prison camp. This video shows child workers being forced to dig snow. This took place at Kim Jong-un's luxury ski resort. These prisoners are guarded by soldiers, forced to work 10 hours per day, and receiving absolutely no money. This North Korean man is escaping from prison. One night at a prison in Jilin, China, this man climbed a wall. He then jumps over a fence to escape prison, and then makes a run for it. But what did this man actually do? This prisoner is not Chinese, but instead North Korean. But when he escaped North Korea to go to China, he was caught by Chinese police. The man named Zhu Xingjiang had been sentenced to 11 years, but his sentence was about to end, so why did he escape? Well, surprisingly, he wanted more prison time. That's because when his sentence ends, he'll be sent back to North Korea, where his life will probably be ended. So he would rather remain in prison than go back to North Korea. But a few days later, police found this guy hiding out inside an abandoned house. He was taken back to prison where he'll face even more time. But at least he won't be sent back to North Korea just yet. This man is pleading for his life. This is Otto Warmbier, an American student. In 2016, he took a trip to North Korea. One night he snuck into the staff-only area of his hotel. He then took a propaganda poster as a cool souvenir. But when he was at the airport about to leave, two guards approached him and arrested him. He was then taken to a bizarre press conference where he had to confess to his crimes. He was sentenced to 15 years of hard labor. He remained in a North Korean prison for 1.5 years. That was until the US government made a deal to get him free. But as soon as he was freed, the North Korean government said he had fallen ill. They said he'd gone into a coma. Otto was picked up by plane and taken back to the USA, but a few days later passed away in hospital. Many experts and even the president said North Korea was to blame for Otto's passing. He might have stolen a...
That is true. I mean, come on. The president... Come on, you guys think here, though. Presidents don't dig around with this crap. This is one thing you don't... That's one thing the presidents don't dig around with. I mean, come on. Politics and presidents don't get around. I mean, politics are something I don't get involved with, but when it has to do with war or someone trying to kill us, it bends the rules a little bit. I keep forgetting to turn the clock off so I can charge the camera. Oh, I gotta charge the camera battery up later. Duh. I gotta charge my camera batteries. That's why the clock's unplugged. It's 11:28. I might keep...
Poster, but North Korea stole his life. This man lost $5 billion, an entire country, and got himself killed, all because he wanted to visit Disneyland.
Japan.
The guy's name was Kim Jong-nam, and he was the eldest son of Kim Jong-il, the former supreme leader of North Korea. In 2001, he tried to visit Tokyo Disneyland using a fake passport, but he was arrested as soon as he landed in Japan. Before this, he was supposed to take over from Kim Jong-il, his dad, meaning he would have been the supreme leader of North Korea. But his arrest embarrassed his family so much he was basically disowned. That's actually why Kim Jong-un is in charge today. And in 2017, Kim Jong-un assassinated Kim Jong-nam to cement his power. The scary reason why gas station attendants in North Korea are always beautiful women. Go to any gas station in North Korea, and the person pumping your gas will almost always be a pretty woman. But why is this? Well, there is a very dark truth behind it. There are very few cars in North Korea because most people can't afford them, except rich men. This is why many attractive North Korean women get jobs at gas stations.
Well, technically, they passed the rule if you're disabled. It depends. If you're, like, maybe disabled... really? Because I thought if you're disabled, you get a car... Well, if you're disabled, North Korea does make exceptions for you if you don't do nothing wrong and you're, like, a real powerful... If you're not that powerful, but if you're a person that follows the rules, I think they do give you, like, some kind of motorized vehicle if you're disabled, like Russia did. Russia still does that.
They want to find a rich and maybe powerful man and hopefully have a better life with him. That's because North Korea is hell for women. Women do not have the same rights as men. They can't get the same jobs, and many of them have to work in the farms for very little money. North Korean women are also very strictly controlled by their fathers and husbands. So, for many, meeting a rich man at a gas station is the only way to make it out of a miserable life. This man went to North Korea to get arrested on purpose. Meet Matthew Miller from the USA. In 2014, he traveled to North Korea with the intention of getting arrested. He tore up his visa and was arrested by North Korean police. Matthew was sentenced to 6 years of hard labor, but Matthew said this had been his plan all along. He wanted to see just how bad North Korean prisons really are, and show the world the injustices the North Korean people have to experience every day. After 212 days in a North Korean prison camp, he was finally released. But do you think Matthew is brave or foolish? This is how North Korean hackers steal billions of dollars. North Korea has their own hacking group known as the Guardians of Peace. They're part of the North Korean military. Its leader is Jin Park-hyuk. They started in 2009 by hacking many South Korean websites, banks, and ATMs. In 2014, they hacked Sony Pictures. That's because Sony made a movie called The Interview. In 2016, they tried to steal $1 billion from the Bank of Bangladesh. But because of a spelling error, some of the money was blocked. In 2017, they created a ransomware named WannaCry. It affected individuals, businesses, and hospitals too. In 2017, they began hacking cryptocurrency wallets and exchanges, and stole around $300 million worth of Bitcoin. And in March of 2022, they hacked a game named Axie Infinity. They stole $625 million in this hack. Secret videos sneaked out of North Korea. This video shows a family trying to escape North Korea. They're trying to get into the Japanese embassy, which is Japanese soil. The two men get through, but as you can see, the woman and her child do not. They're stopped by guards and taken back into North Korea. The punishment for trying to escape North Korea is life in prison. But according to one expert, there's a good chance this woman and her child are no longer alive. This is...
Oh, that's right! You go to an embassy, you're safe! Because a few years ago, there was these guys from North Korea went to China, hopped a fence into Canada. Technically. A few years ago, I remember this a few years ago, these two men sneakily went to China, found the nearest embassy, hopped a fence, and then hopped into got a ladder, stole a ladder, hopped the fence into the Canadian embassy. One of the guys spoke French, so he begged them to please, and you know what happened? They both had an opportunity to move. The Japanese government, the Canadian government gave them an offer. Two options: Canada or South Korea. They picked Canada. These guys, this Canadian guard said, this one guy from Canada said you had an option. Canada or North Korea. The guy was screaming stuff in French. He said, and he's saying Canada in French, which I don't blame him. I would not blame him. I think they would deport. I think they got transferred to. If I got corrupt up in the country that I can't leave, I'd go to the Canadian embassy. If I had to go to the, I go to any embassy that speaks English. I don't care if I have to go to the Ukrainian embassy. I'd go to an embassy that I knew would be safe at. And tell them I want to give it to you. If I end up somewhere I don't want to end up at, I'll go to an embassy that's related to the U.S. and go back home if I have to. I'll make sure I go back to the U.S. or Canada. Great Britain? I wouldn't mind going to Great Britain. I wouldn't mind entering the embassy in Great Britain or UK. Any embassy I mean, Turkey, I'd be a little nervous with Turkey. Turkey's a little bit of a touchy country.
Is a video of a public trial in North Korea. These public trials are meant to scare the criminals and everyone else. The person on trial was a student who owned various South Korean movies. Just for owning these movies, they were sentenced to prison. And here is secret video from inside a North Korean prison camp. You can see people loading food onto a truck to be sent to the city. You can also see inmates marching and digging in frozen soil, and inmates being made to carry very heavy logs. This is the horrible life of a female North Korean soldier. Female soldiers in North Korea suffer so much hunger and stress that they stop having their periods.
That's
Nearly
sad.
30 of them have to share one bedroom. And they sleep on mattresses made only of bags of rice. They have to wash outside in streams, meaning they have to bathe with frogs and snakes.
Even men have to do that too.
Study even found these female soldiers get abused.
Even
this
the men.
is by their own male military commanders. Everyone has to join the military in North Korea, and you don't even get paid for your service. All of this while Kim Jong-un has a yacht.
Technically, it depends. If you go to university, you don't have to join the military till later. It's
And a
rare.
mansion. Female North Korean soldiers lead a truly hard and horrible life.
She's got
North
to see.
Korea just passed a new scary law. North Korea has just passed a brand new law. The law says they will launch nukes at the USA if anything happens to Kim, even if they're not sure the USA is responsible. If Kim Jong-un passes away, then nukes will be launched. This would also apply if Kim Jong-un was incapacitated. For example, if he was knocked unconscious during a war. That's because he is the North Korean military's commander-in-chief. To make things scarier, North Korea have been supporting Russia in the Ukraine conflict. Russia have bought millions of rockets and shells from North Korea. Many believe that if things escalate, North Korea could get involved in this war, potentially bringing us closer to World War III.
I used it for 20 minutes per day for 6 weeks, and these are my results.